All right, so today I'm going to be starting a Road to Payout series on Tradeify. And the reason why I'm starting out this series on my channel is because I've realized that a lot more of you guys can probably relate to the prop firm side of things rather than just me trading my personal live account. So without further ado, let's jump into today's video. I'm going to go over my exact strategy that I utilized that I'm going to be using basically to get this payout. And I'll be documenting everything on my YouTube here for all of you guys. So first of all, here is the screenshot from TradeSyncer. Again, TradeSyncer is what I use personally to copy all my funded accounts. So here's a batch of 5 Tradeify 50K accounts. As you can see, this is my first day on the 50Ks, by the way. You need 5 150 plus days to request the first payout. And I believe the first payout is 1.5K is the max for the 50Ks. So yeah, basically that's why I stopped some of my trades earlier in profit, just so I don't go over the consistency rule. Because if you make too much in a single day, you're gonna have to make so much more to get that first payout, and there's no reason to do that. So that's why I stopped some of my trades earlier before TP on these. Otherwise, the other trades, I let them run towards the full TP on my personal account. So yeah, just as proof of execution here, like I said, this on TradeSyncer, copying 5 50K Tradeify accounts, and I believe these are growth accounts. Let me check. I forgot the name of what it's called. Let's see. Okay, the website's glitching right now. But they're basically the very far left ones, the ones that you can pass in one day. Whichever accounts those are the accounts that I'm trading. So yeah. Anyway, let's get straight into the strategy now. So for strategy here, these are the trades I took. This first setup here was very straightforward, to be honest. This was just a stop hunter setup. This high made a new low internally, right? And we were bearish. Okay, if you don't see on the left here, we were bearish. My daily bias was also pointing bearish, so I was looking for shorts. And so I took this short here, and it did not play out. Okay, I entered basically with a limit order there, covering a few of these highs, and went in a little bit of profit, I believe 1R maybe. But you can see ultimately it went for the mitigation here of this sell to buy. If you don't understand these terminologies, I would recommend you guys check out my course. It does go over all these terminologies, and I think it's going to be a lot easier for you guys to understand what's truly going on here on my charts in terms of a technical perspective. But yeah, hit the sell to buy there, and it reversed. So about a $1 trade, but I took a full loss here. I did not go break even. There's no way really I could have went break even here, to be honest, for the most part. So yeah, took a full loss there. That was completely okay with me. Next setup here was after we took out these highs here that you can deem as trendline liquidity, stat highs, right? Stat highs. We have an unmitigated PY above the origin, and so this to me was a really good A plus setup because we have liquidity sweep. This high made this low, and we tapped into a PY. That to me is an A plus setup, trading with the trend. But as you guys may know, every trend at some point will stop. Okay, we were heavily trending to the downside. I got unlucky in a sense here where the trend completely reverses here. Now you can of course look to the left all you want, anytime, any day, to see the reason why we reversed here. But to be honest, from what I've been testing and experiencing, just follow the right trend, okay, until it stops. That's what I would recommend. So this was to me a completely fine A plus setup that just failed, and you gotta accept these losses, and they're okay. A lot of people will probably tilt and go crazy. This was a break-even trade to me. Okay, we had my entry model, had an OB entry model right here. Limit order set there. High, you could either cover the OB or you cover the high. To me, I just wanted to cover the high. This was a good setup to me. Didn't want to, get wicked out. And I was targeting the low, obviously, because that should be the next week low or week liquidity point. Now, what happened was we hit the flip here and we reversed. And like I said, there's not much I can do here, okay? It did go break even. And the reason why I went break even was because there was this PY here that get hold price, meaning if we violate this PY here, which we did basically multiple times here, likely it's gonna hit and take out this high here as liquidity because there's no other PY to go for aside from this external PY here. So that's why I went break even there, and clearly it ran through, and that's okay. That break even management was good to me, my opinion, and yeah, managed that very well. Now this is where all the profit came from, essentially off this one single trade on the Tradeify accounts. And again, I also do trade a personal account as well. So anyway, here it is right here. This is a trade here, and this was a stop hunter. So on the stop hunter, this low made a new high. Okay, if we follow the candles, trace them, boom, low made a new high. Again, you can also use this low if you want, but I don't like using this low because it's such a tiny pullback. I prefer more intermediate or more obvious lows. Okay, so waiting for this low to get taken out here, and I just have my limit order there, and look at the precision to exact tick that this got taken out here, right? And my stop loss, I was covering this here. It is not a bearish candle, so it's not really a low, but there's nothing else that you really cover. You can also cover prior to mitigation for 9RR if you want to, or cover this entire PY. But to me, that stop loss is not ideal at all for a stop hunter. Stop hunter, I usually can get 3RR at the next internal high based on my data, and so that clearly is not ideal. So that's why I covered that low, or this, you even call this, this wick here. And yeah, that was my trade there. It ran immediately straight to profit, to be honest. It didn't take too long before going in profit, taking out the next high. So you could either TP for 6RR or go for the full TP. I was looking for something past this high here, just because I don't see anything else that can stop us here. If you look to the left here, everything here is fully mitigated. So you can consider this fully mitigated liquidity. And I'm looking for highs to target. So that high was the next high I was looking to target, and boom. That was my 18RR. And of course, I believe I exited earlier on my Tradeify accounts here that were copy traded, just because I didn't want to make too much money. If you make too much money, your consistency rule, I believe, is 35% on the Tradeify 50K accounts. And so I would have to make so much more money to request that first payout. And I'm personally not interested in that. So yeah, that's why, I TP'd a bit earlier, but on my personal account, I just hold all the way for the full TP because more money for me, right? There's no consistency rule or anything like that in a personal account. And that's why I recommend you guys always take your payouts, make your money and put them in a personal account, because you can compound and grow those without restrictions on yourself, like these funded accounts. So TP there for 18R. Again, there's multiple other highs you can target. Like I drew out these other highs because these are all reversal points in the market, as you can see, right? Like if you look to the left, you're always looking for these highs, basically, or structural points to target. So you see reversal here off this high, next high here, reversal, boom. They're not huge reversals, okay? Because this is all gonna get ran at some point, but they still cause pullbacks. So you can basically predict the market before it even happens based off these liquidity points marked out ahead of time. Like look, took it out, reversal, boom, just to go higher again after this manipulation. So that was basically explaining those trades there. I'm gonna do a separate video probably going over the other setups here, so I don't make this video too long. But yeah, this is day one of basically road to payout on my Tradeify 50K accounts. If you guys want more videos like these on the journey to payout, let me know. Leave a like down below. Get this video to 30 likes and I'll drop episode number 2. If you guys want to learn more from me, join the free Discord server down below, and also the course and mentorship is there. There's only one spot left for that, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace.